A grand slam, it's a term personifying power and purpose. You might immediately think of a 4-run home run in baseball or the ultimate tennis champion. But then there's the Explorer's Grand Slam, climbing the 7 summits and reaching the North and South Poles. You're about to meet one of 73 people on record to complete the daring journey, a woman who started training in her 30s. And she's here with us now in studio. Wang, thank you so much for joining us. So people joke about quitting their job and climbing Mount Everest, but you actually did this and you started training in your 30s.
Yes, yeah, when I started, like everyone else, I literally said, I have a daydream. I didn't say I have a goal.
Now, you said Aconcagua, which is the highest point in South America, was your first real challenge. Take me back to that time and what made it so challenging.
Especially after the first trip, I came back. One of my friends heard about how I was totally defeated on my first attempt. And one day showed up, said, hey, Lei, I have a gift for you. So, oh, wow, what's it? He gave me a 50-pound sandbag.
Oh, so that's some gift, huh?
I just put it in my backpack. All right, that's my training pack. Every time you go up the stairs, you go take a walk, carry that 50-pound sandbag. So that gift helped me get ready for my second attempt.
You kept going back. Was it more a mental block or a physical block at that point?
Physically, I trained year after year, so by the third attempt, I was pretty confident I was capable. But you have no idea what you're going to get into. So yes, I definitely had some thought like, oh, I don't know if I can keep going if a year, another year. So, but I wasn't ready to give up. So I'm going to keep going.
Wow. It seems like this taught you a lot about mental fitness. What are your recommendations to people who are fighting their own mental fitness battle?
Yeah, that's a great question. For mental fitness, what we need to think is not how daunting the goals are, how far the dream is. It must look at your next step and think, ask yourself, can I just go one more step? Is there one more thing I can try? Forget about how far. Just focus on the one little progress you can make. Then you can say, yeah, I know I'm really tired. I tried everything, but I still can try one more time. I still can try one more thing. I think that's a mentality. If we cultivate on a daily basis, you'll be surprised how far you actually can go.
Did people count you out in the beginning?
All the time. Because one thing I learned, nobody knows you better than yourself. So when people, I can see in other people's eyes, they're doubting you, they're laughing at you, they are thinking, what's a joke? But I can say to myself, you don't know me. You don't know my potential. You don't know what I have been through in the past. You see me right now, look like I'm small, I'm not as strong as you are. You didn't know how far I have gone to come to this point, how much stronger I have become over the journey. So I know how far I can go. I have a lot of potential you don't know, so I'm going to show you.
And then you made it to Everest. Talk about that journey. I think everyone wants to hear about you summiting Everest.
Well, the first day when I set my foot on my journey toward the base camp on Everest, that was my happiest moment on that whole journey, because that time I couldn't believe it. I'm really heading towards base camp. I'm really going to Everest. So this is no longer just a daydream. It's really so close. And that time I told myself, doesn't matter what the outcome of this climb. This is a big success, because when I started my daydream, I never thought I would have come this far. I never thought one day I would actually really, literally on my journey towards Everest. So the expedition took over 2 months. And halfway through, about 1 month in, I got a severe lung infection.
Wow.
So the doctor had to send me off to a village to recover. While I was just lying there all day, all I could do was medicine and silence and stare into the emptiness. Is this the end of my dream? And that moment, one of my teammates came by to say, hey, Lei, I come to say goodbye. I was like, what? Are they kicking me out? Then she said, Lei, I don't feel well enough to climb. I was like, you don't feel well? I couldn't even walk a few steps without coughing my lungs out. The next day, another teammate, Lei, I miss my family too much. It's just like that, one after another. While I was just recovering from my infection, I realized I became one of the last few still holding on. So that time I realized the hardest part about climbing this mountain is not the physical, not dealing with the fear, exhaustion. It's the mental part when you have to suffer through 2 months, have all the questions, all the doubts, don't know if you're going to make it. We summited on a very windy, snowy night. When we got to the top, I only saw clouds. I didn't know. I couldn't see the earth is round.
What do you feel and hear in that moment?
At that moment, one is slight relief, knowing, yes, I made it. And the second is immediately you knowing this is barely halfway. The going down the mountains is much, much more dangerous because you are so exhausted.
How did you keep yourself going once you were back down on land? You had climbed all these mountains. You traveled from the North to the South Pole. What did you tell yourself, and how did you keep going?
With every attempt, I'll become stronger. I keep on learning new skills, gaining new experiences. Then I know one day I will be good enough. Even though that word, sometimes people think is a negative word, but sometimes it's a journey to become good enough, not in other people's term, it's in your own term, knowing I made it this far. I know how much progress I made, and I know how far I can go.
That's beautiful. Lei, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sabirah.
A reminder, you can hear Lei speak at the 2025 TEDx Belltown Women event. It's happening November 8th from 10:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. This year's theme is Our Hero's Journey. It's a universal narrative that reflects the transformational path of growth, challenge, and discovery. For more information, just head to our website, fox13seattle.com/forthegirls.